Alright, it's Tuesday. We're going to go with a warm-up sequence, not exactly the same one as yesterday. It is going to be a little bit different. Still everything in half notes. Today we are going to play Concert F Descending. Today we are going to play Concert F Descending. Alright, Concert F Descending, and then we're going to do 1A and 1C, and then that's it for the long tones today. Alright? 1, 2, 1, 2, F descending. I'm fighting pitch because of the temperature in my bedroom. It's just warm in here. Okay, so if it's really warm in your house, you're probably going to find that you're playing sharp 2. You're probably matching me, but you're off of the drone a little bit. That's just kind of natural when you're playing in a warm space. If it's pretty cold in your house because you keep the AC cranked, you're probably fine on pitch. We're going to do 1A and then 1C. 1A and then 1C. 1A. And 1, 2, ready. C. 1, 2, ready. That's it for our long tones for today. Go ahead and do the warm-up sets though. Brass, these are just so good for you. And woodwinds is good practice for you too. So on the warm-up sets, we are going to woodwinds slur 2, tongue 2. Tia-ta-ta, tia-ta-ta, tia-ta-ta. Set 1, option 4. Everybody, set 1, option 4. Turn the page. Pause if you need to turn the page. Here we go. 1, 2, set, and... 2, option 4, or option 5. And then woodwinds set 3, option 4. Concert band woodwinds, I know there's a lot of notes. Get as many as you can, right? The faster you, if you start learning it now, it makes it easier next year because you'll get it. You know, like the symphonic band was starting to get it in February. You know, they're starting to kind of, this one especially, this one they were, yeah. But if you start now, you'll get a head start, okay? Here we go, second set of warm-up sets. And 1, 2, ready. All right, scales. I'm going to set the metronome to 72 today on the major scales. And just do everything at 72. We're not going to do whole notes today on the B flat, E flat, or F scales because we know those pretty well. We're not using them as a warm-up today, oh, maybe a little bit. We're just going to do half notes, quarter notes, and melodically. Again, the drone helps me with my ears, helps me listen and match and get in tune. Concert B flat, half notes. Okay, half notes. Seventh note is natural for everybody except for alto saxes. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Notice I'm playing from memory. It would be good if you could play from memory too, but if you can't, look at your scale sheet obviously. But I don't have to. My eyes are closed, not because I'm forcing myself from memory, because I'm closing my eyes so I can really listen and match and really put all of my sensory input into my ears. So like closing your eyes, like when you're listening close, a lot of us close our eyes. Part of that is like we're closing off one of our senses to try to heighten one of our other senses. That's what I'm trying to do when I close my eyes and play that. Quarter notes, you can still listen and match and find the intervals with the quarter notes. Even though it's only one count, you can still do that. So quarter notes this time. 1, 2, ready. And now melodically. 1, 2, ready. If you would like to do the 2-octave version, pause the video, do the 2-octave scale. I know clarinets are generally the ones that are like, yeah, because you're pretty much the only ones who can do it. Yeah, I mean, horns, if you're really on top of it, like, I don't think we've ever even talked about not even horn sections. Okay, concert F. We're going to do concert F first today, not concert E flat. Concert F scale. Same way, half notes, quarter notes, melodically. Seventh note, again, is sharp, F sharp clarinets, C sharp alto saxes, F sharp trumpets, B natural horns, and then A natural for everybody else. Second position, second valve. There we go, concert F. 1, half notes. 2, concert F scale in half notes. Quarter notes. 1, 2, ready. Now melodically. Here's the melody. 1, 2, ready. E flat, everybody. Half notes, quarter notes, melodically. 1, 2, concert E flat. Quarter notes. 1, 2, ready. And melodically. 1, 2, Tay, ready. So yesterday we just kind of pushed through the concert A flat scale. Today I'm going to break it down just a little bit more and allow you a chance to fix some things that you might need to fix. Okay, number 1, let's go over the key signatures again. Okay, if you're playing flute, oboe, low brass, percussion, key signature 4 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. That 4th note is a D flat, very important, not D natural. If you're playing a concert B flat instrument, that's trumpets, clarinets, bass clarinets, and AJ on tenor sax. You have 2 flats, B flat and E flat being your 4th note, okay? So clarinets and saxes, thumb 1, 2, and side, right? And trumpets 2 and 3. So that's important. So you got to get that E flat in there. And of course the first note also being B flat. The first note is also flat, so you got to make sure you get that one as well. Saxophones, altos, and bari, okay? So Leo, even though you're playing an alto at home. So saxophones, your 4th note is an F. Your 4th note is a, your first note is an F. You have 1 flat, B flat. Your 4th note is a B flat. As I said, 1, 2, and side. And then that leaves the horns. Your 4th note is an A flat because your key signature has B flat, E flat, and A flat. Trigger 2, 3. Rock out. All right, so what I'd like to do today is to make sure we get that 4th note really locked in. So we're just going to play the first 4 notes and stop. So we can go do, re, mi, fa, and land on that 4th note. And make sure you're matching with me, okay? Make sure you match with me on that 4th note. Do, re, mi, fa, just like that. All right? Remember the first note, trumpets, clarinets, tenor sax. Actually, it's literally everybody except for saxes. Your first note is flat. Saxes, your first note is an F. Natural, not F sharp. Here we go. Do, re, mi, fa. Hold that 4th note. 1, 2, ready. Again, 2, ready. 1, trombones, when you have to go from the C to the D flat, I find that that's, if you think of that more as a wrist motion than an arm motion, because you're A flat, B flat, C, D flat, and then curl the wrist in, rather than trying to move your arm to go from 6th position C to 5th position D flat. Use your wrist, like just use your wrist and your fingers to make that one position movement. Okay. Other than that, it shouldn't be problematic. All right, one more time, just like that. 1, 2, ready. Now we're going to go 5 notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Okay, so stop on the 5th note. And the 5th note, there's nothing new. Now it's about transitioning off of that weird 4th note into the 5th note. The 5th note's easy, you just got to get there from the 4th note. Here we go, 5 notes. 1, 2, set, and... Again, and ready. Take it all the way to the top this time. 8 notes total. Don't do the descending side, only the ascending side, starting on the low concert A flat, going up to the high concert A flat. Okay, for some of you that's a B flat, for saxes that's an F, horns that's an E flat. Here we go. The whole scale melodically, but not crazy fast. 1, 2, ready, and go. I don't know if my fingers are showing up on this, but clarinets, including bass clarinets, okay, you might be seeing that I'm doing a weird fingering for the high B flat. It's a nicer sounding fingering, and if you're smart, you can look it up in your foundation book and see this alternate fingering and find, oh, this is really nice. When you don't have to bounce between low notes and high notes, it's a good fingering to use. Okay, everybody else, same for you. Okay, one more time, just ascending from the bottom to the top. 1, 2, ready. And just to finish off this section of today's lesson, we're going to do the whole thing, top and bottom. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Clarinets, and yeah, mostly clarinets, but also flutes and saxes. Some of your scales have 2 octaves written, and you can choose which one to do. The lower one, clarinets, is the more common one that you need, but learning the upper one wouldn't be a bad thing either. The note names stay the same, which means the 4th note is an E flat, so that means you've got to look that one up. All right, so be careful with that. All right, we're going to go back to our rhythm lesson on 16th notes, and again, I'm going to want to do that at the computer, so I'll catch you over there. So today is again a short and simple session on the 16th notes. We're going to count each of these once, and then you're going to play it. All right, so count it, then play it. Again, you know, we're not in the classroom, so you're not having to count really loud so I can make sure you're doing it. I can't even make you do it at home, but just trust that you know that you need to physically do this to really get the benefits of it. Trust me on this. You guys know this, right? All right, so we're just going to do 5. We're going to do 5 and 6, and then we're going to do 7 as well today. And that's it. Pretty short, pretty sweet, to the point. So here is measure 5. We're going to count it. So remember, it's the number, then T, then te, then ta. Again, symphonic band, old news to you. 1 and 2 and counting go. 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta. Now play it. Concert F. And 1, 2, move the tongue and go. The other thing that the counting does is if you're thinking the counting in your head, when you have a whole measure of 16th notes like that, if you guys remember back in 6th grade when you would have a whole measure of 8th notes and I would make you just play it and somebody would always play an extra note, and that's how we knew you weren't counting it in your head. We knew you weren't going 1 te, 2 te, 3 te, 4 te in your head because somebody would always go 1 te, 2 te, 3 te, 4 te, and somebody would play an extra note. You have to count it in your head so you know how many notes to play. So if you're thinking 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta, you'll know where to stop. Okay? Line 6. We're going to count it, then we're going to play it. Here's the counting. 1 and 2, counting line 6, go. 1, 2, 3, te, 4. 1, 2, 3, te, 4. Play that and ready and go. 1, 2, 3, te, 4. 1, 2, 3, te, 4. All right, so line 7 is pretty straightforward, except it starts right on the 16th notes this time. So it's 1 t theta, right? Here we go. So counting and ready and go, and 1 t theta, 2, 3 t theta, 4, 1 t theta, 2 t, 3 t theta, 4. One thing to pay attention to is to pay attention to the tops where the beams are. You don't really need to pay, this isn't on a staff, right? These aren't lines and spaces. So don't pay attention to the note heads. They're all just plain old black filled in note heads, right? So pay attention to the stems so that you can see when they're 16th notes, quarter notes, or eighth notes. All right, let's play it. 1 and 2 and play line 7. 1 t theta 2, 3 t theta 4, 1 t theta 2 t, 3 t theta 4. All right, so there's a little extra activity after this on the next slide, and then tomorrow you're going to do a little recording for me.